Yeah, I think he would have been fine with eight, but first the other way around. It's not gotten any better. Eight now it's old. But so he hasn't slowed down much? Oh, it is?
No. Sunny's very energetic. Ace is not as jumpy as this.
No.
He gets around. He has no problem getting around.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, so save that for that page.
Have a good trip.
Yeah, and just call with Duffy's taxi,
Is it
there's a
good?
local one, there's, Duffy's Union City is another one.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the major cab companies.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and it's only, it'll be a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so, they should really just go straight downtown Shade.
Anywho, okay, take pictures.
Yeah.
Here it is. Watch the deck. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I'm going in tax service. I'll give you one of these while I'm up. I meant to say that, although I didn't, maybe we did. I meant to say that the dog is really good hearing, but sometimes he's not entirely sure, so he was barking in the living room for a few minutes there. Not a big one, but... Okay, here I am. Sorry for... Okay, nobody's here. It's really only... I thought it would be a bit longer than that. Sure took me a long time to come rolling today, I'll tell you that much. Just, I saw this still in my other video, and it's the two things. Is this behaving? I can't tell. It looks like it's kind of freezing up. Okay. I'm going to reload the page that one page I have open. There was a kind of ironic, kind of mixed feeling thing. Oh, maybe not. His chat's always so fun, and sometimes it's quiet here, but sometimes it isn't. So, well, I did mention something in the one chat, and only the one admin kind of mentioned relating, so I don't know. I kind of just want to say something, though, about something, and then I'll say stuff about other stuff. And then maybe I'll even sing about something. I will still say it, though, and it's actually a reminder of one of the things I've already said it. I don't need to see it. Anyway, kind of want to wait till there's people here to hear it, but there will always potentially be people here afterwards. I heard a quote, "Be so yourself that others feel safe to be themselves around you." And I loved it. I saw a flicker of a one at the top there, just a flicker. I get even though, chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not, I will get something out of the way now because it's currently on my mind, and then I'll do a couple songs. Oh, we got two people here. Welcome. I have guests that I might know where you're coming from. A guy named Maxie's videos, perhaps, or maybe not. Either way, welcome. I discovered a new, sometimes he plays with other people, sometimes he doesn't. And he's got to be in his 50s or 60s, I think, but he does both of you, a lot of modern stuff. I wanted to listen and get more ideas from him. He does a mix actually, and I don't know. Nothing's just jumped out enough to want to do it, I guess. And at this point, it's like almost 2 o'clock, and I just wanted to roll live. So here I am. um, so um, let's wow. But I want to just start with. I don't know what to do actually. I kind of want to put some content in this right away. That's Tuesday, and I kind of want to wait until there's somebody here to do so for. Put my hand on there for a moment. See, I seem to have something kind of under this nail. I'm not sure what, a piece of food or something. I don't know. Weird. I know that. Okay, anywho, um, I don't want to forget to mention the one thing, in which I don't think I would, but I might. So, um, but I also, and I don't really like wearing headphones, but I'm going to put these on for just a moment. I know some people get distracted with a lot of gear and things that mostly aren't really necessary when you're doing videos. Although, depending on your device and stuff, I mean, sometimes you definitely need a mic. Some, like, I know one person mics his guitar, but he doesn't mic himself, and I can hear most of what he says. But maybe I'll have this playing in the background, and if something catches my ear, I'll stop. But otherwise, I'll talk. I prefer to talk when people are here, but again, there will always be potentially people here afterwards, and I don't want to wait forever. But at least I have something I can listen to while I do. I don't want to sing for us. I know this is right there, so. Just a moment. I have more fans in Matthew's chat than I have in mine sometimes. The only thing is that, well, like I say, if you don't mind, then no. So, I've been chilly most of the day, but as soon as I put this on, I kind of get warm really quickly. So, really, I just wanted, and then maybe I'll jump into the song because, that might be more of interest for some people that just tune in that haven't connected with me anywhere else. Might be more enthralling. But I just wanted to say first, as someone who has a toxic parent, or has had a parent that's had, she doesn't spend a lot of time on YouTube, she's not likely to see this, but that has been hard to grow up with at times or grow up around. Um, I can't ignore her good qualities. I also do appreciate all she does for me. Like she was mentioning, it can be in multiple places. Um, all she does for me, and I didn't hug her, because she's not really a hugging type, but she just did something quite nice, and I did kind of tap her arm, which is kind of interesting. It's raining here, and I thought she might be a bit wet, like her coat, but she was in the car, so it's just when she went from one place to in, out of the car into one place, out of the car into another place in here, but she gave me some money to get to this gig that I'm hoping to get because I'm not sure if I've confirmed a ride yet. And I mean, he responded to something, and I do remember saying something to him, but I'm just trying to find out exactly what it was I said. Okay. Um. Anywho, um, we do have somebody here, so I've just got some music playing in my ear because I'm also trying to get song ideas. You're welcome to put them below. I do have in the personal. Anywho, but yeah, so because I don't know if I've confirmed a ride yet. It sounds like I asked somebody the other day, and it doesn't sound like she's doing anything else, but she wanted to know the details. Um, and yeah, she's mostly a homebody, so she might be fairly easy to coordinate with. Um, but anyway, yeah. So I mean, part of me feels I should also forgive her, and then part of me also feels that she has been doing better. We had a bit of a gap in our contact, falling out, I guess you'd call it. We reconnected a little bit. We've even seen each other a few times recently, past 2 or 3 years, and yeah, she's been a little bit more relaxed and pleasant, just like our dog is very different than ours, and Ace isn't good with the dogs, and then also I think that's too jumpy. But yeah, so and that was her at the beginning as well. Um, Let me get my next song, or my first song up on screen here. I mean, she was happy to come check things out before, but she doesn't really like there, and she's focused on there, and she's still there. Anywho, I don't want to make people wait. Well, I did just say some things, but the music is also really what it's truly about, and I don't want to make people wait. Oh, there was something I don't think I still have. No, I don't. Um, it is at least in the description. I have something else that I've gotten holding at the moment, I believe. So gonna wait on that one because that's definitely gonna require someone to be here because I'd like to know what the song is, and I don't know what it is. And actually, I can open it on here. That's a good picture. Sorry. I don't know if I actually would. If it would be a problem to play this out live. I don't know what I'd be playing. I don't think it's all that loud actually. And then I remember not to have them in there for the other thing because it's not a famous band. I don't think. It's just somebody who posts music on YouTube, and they sound very good. They themselves, himself, might recognize it, but right now it's having some sort of audio issue anyway. Ever since having my headphones in, let me see if another video does that. Oh, but you keep coming over, crimson and clover. I'd really love to sing this one song with this friend of mine, not one that I've just met today, that I've known for years. Since there's so many sites. But I'm mixy about the song. I know that it was one that my dad always liked, but that doesn't mean I'm not mixy about it. Some reason there's reasons why I definitely like it, but then there are reasons why I don't. Is this guy stuff playing? Yeah, it's not even, it is playing. He has this thing where he accidentally mutes things too. So it's also that. Yeah, I can't find her video tab. I'd love to find her video tab, see if she's done anything new. I did find some videos on Raw, but in a different tab. I mean, this isn't 2020. I'm glad because I thought recent videos were supposed to be going somewhere. They don't seem to be, so that's good. But but it's true. I just part of me wanted to record, that get things started before she came to drop that off. I knew she wasn't going to be here long. It was actually the second time she'd been here. And I was just, I don't know, I guess there's part of me that wanted to memorialize, you know what I'm trying to say. And then also just finally get started in doing a video. But I still wasn't 100% ready, And then I was making some next connections with this guy I follow named Maxie. And as I do in the past, and some of those people have become, my people, my followers as well. And so I thought, okay, and if I let them know, maybe they'll come over here. But like either one just has. Either way, welcome. Glad to have you here. And yeah, basically, yeah. But I know it's sometimes hard to pull yourself away from a video you're enjoying, and I don't know if it was his first time there, but he pulled himself away from this one. I wasn't enjoying it. I've been there longer, and it may not have been who I thought it was anyway, and it may not have been personal. Maybe they planned to come back. But did you see how I sprung into action? um, but I was watching TheVoice earlier actually, and with this title, and so it's true that yeah, I mean that's where I got this one idea from, and I almost missed it. I almost missed it, kind of playing in the background. I was doing something on my other device, but then I stopped for a moment and was like, you know what? I'm one of the reasons I'm watching this is to get song ideas, and I was hearing one I hadn't heard in ages. That's not a bad one. And I've known someone who's lived in the UK in Vancouver Island, and he's played with me and many other people here. I just want to logo in someone else's chat. This other person, and he also has also. Um, has played with David Bowie and the Beatles, and in fact, I have a guitar case that he lent me, and yeah, it's yeah, but then I see some names, it's kind of like I don't know, makes me want to do what I want to do and wrap. Um, Karaoke contest, kind of ironic. Anyway, so I'm just gonna do a quick song. There's also the fact that some people that tune in, one person might tune in with a whole bunch. Well, not a whole bunch, but a few people because I sent an audition video for a gig, and I'm not exactly sure they were going to be having a meeting today to talk about some details around the event and including having me perform at it. And I told him about one of my videos, so I would think that's probably the one he's going to see. However, if he happens to say, "Oh, this person's live now," if we want to just see what he's doing live now, um, then yeah. The only thing I kind of, if you see, if any of them see this, in the spare time or whatever, they're like, "I'm curious about this person." I like to spend time on YouTube, whatever it is, because lots of people do. The only thing that I would admit to is that I could have had, well, I don't know. For me, actually, I did quite well. I did quite well. I mean, I feel like there is a difference between online, which I don't know, time because most of the time they don't care anyway. But as far as like viewers, like if I say, "Hey, welcome" or whatever, they leave after a few seconds, or they just don't say anything. They don't say thanks or whatever, but they stay. You know, it is what it is. But I haven't performed in person a lot lately, but I have in my past, and it's kind of like I don't know. I would know that I'd just be playing a few songs probably, and to have focus. Hopefully the weather will be good. Have focus, and you know, it is true. It is true. If I think about, if I was to do that in person, like, oh hey, I'm glad that you're all watch. I mean, I feel like it wouldn't need to be acknowledged in person the same way that I feel like it should be online because it's just like, okay, yeah, you're all here. Glad to see you all. I hope you enjoy the music that I'm going to share, and thank you for being here for this important event, kind of thing. And then afterwards, after I play all of them, or after each song or whatever, thank them. I don't really need to do anything else, and I might get distracted by the things I'm saying. Anybody who has eyeballs, who's performing or not, is going to process what's around them, but we don't necessarily have to say anything about it. So, if any of them see that, I don't want them to worry about that because I did notice it in the video. But at the same time, I also went from one song to the other quite quickly. I mean, this has only been 23 minutes. I'm kind of surprised. So, I mean, for me, I think that was quite good. Song choice, sometimes that's a thing. But I did have somebody say to me today, someone who I just met today, who was a very, very nice person. And I'm not saying that them saying this is them being very nice, although it was. It's also them being accurate and just having good senses. you know, um, they said that you're very talented or something like that. It sent them that video actually, and I was suggesting to her, but doesn't look like she has yet, to comment under that video and say it because I knew that they'd be seeing this, and it was a little bit quietly received, or seeing that rather. And also just because. But she was doing a few things at home and then cutting her grass, picking up her kid, and so it's fine. It's fine. But no, I sure appreciated her saying that. It's something that I know, but especially when you know that there's going to be some people kind of. I mean, there always is, but there's going to be people watching to kind of decide whether they like you enough for an event. Um, that it's kind of like he said he's not going to leave me hanging, and I don't believe he will. But it's kind of like, sitting kind of in his seat a little bit. But I think I have to remember what she said. I am really talented. I am likable, even though it was later in the evening and I may have not been super energetic. I think I did well, and I do remember feeling that after the fact. So hopefully, I find out today or tomorrow. I got the other call I was expecting, but and our voicemail is a bit wonky. So, but um, if I don't hear from him by tomorrow afternoon, I'll probably call because they wouldn't likely contact me over the weekend, and I'd kind of like to know with at least a couple of days' notice. One for ride. Well, actually, I got so, but so I can put my playlist together. So which I'm sure he understands. He said he was talking in a way which he did. What I didn't understand is he said, we want to be careful because it's a sensitive topic in the event as far as like about mental health. Meanwhile, I'd said that I could, and kind of a specific thing as well connected to that. And I said I could do some on the theme if you think that would be good. And he says, yeah, that'd be cool, something. But that felt like kind of like two different answers, one in the voicemail, one on the phone. And it wasn't intended to be confusing, I'm sure. And I'm certainly not intending to come here and talk about this person. I have nothing but good things to say, really. I mean, except for the fact that I don't know why they needed proof. I mean, why would somebody offer that? Well, because a lot of people are delusional, I suppose, and they think they're talented, but they're really not. I suppose that's what it is. But and even when I said, but maybe he forgot or didn't hear me say so, that I've been musical all my life, pretty much. But it's fine. It's fine. So I gave them something to see. So, but yeah, sounds like a lovely person and interested, and it's always nice when somebody's interested in you the ways you want them to be interested in you. So, um, and and it looks like it's going to happen. And by the way, if anybody's thinking he's sitting there with his arms crossed, that's saying something in body language world. No, I mean, we shouldn't think that in absolutes. I don't think anything really because I mean, no, I really was just sitting like this. You know what I mean? I mean, and even though I maybe seem like I don't like you know not really sure what the outcome's going to be as far as playing at this event. I mean, and everyone's really knows we just kind of got to roll with things sometimes. But I'm not mad. I'm not frustrated yet. Hopefully, I won't be. Hopefully, I'll get the answer I want, and I won't be disappointed, and become deeply depressed because YouTube is great, but sometimes it is really because there's so much on here. That's what I always say. Anyway, we got somebody just tuned in. Haven't been rolling super long, uh, and you left. I should have just hopped right into the song. I really, if people don't like that, I'd like to hear why. Because as far as me like acknowledging them, I don't even know the name. Unless they're saying you're just calling me someone, you're not going to call me my name. Well, I don't see it until you put a comment, and I think most people would realize that, whether they're a podcaster or not. But anywho, I do want to just quickly check something here. Oh, okay, okay, cool. Um, okay. Um, I do, but not ones I prefer. um, I just wanted to see something. What? Fellas, better do what you told you. Haven't touched your tuna gas while you better chow down, or it's gonna get cold just to eat. That sounds to me like a parody, which is always fun. I did one recently. So next time somebody tunes in, I'm gonna hop right into a song, whether they want me to or not, and we can talk afterwards, perhaps. But yeah, um, I had intended to sooner than this, but at the same time, I really hadn't lined up much. So that's kind of weird. It is a little bit chilly. This is nice, cool. Yeah, I'm hoping playing the song will warm me up and some lovely comments. So, okay, get over here, and I'm going to play a Beatles song that I haven't heard in a long time, and hopefully you will enjoy it. You recognize it yet? Just kidding. What's that? And I'll just say about this song that I think it's just a good way to try and be in life when you can be. I haven't played it in a while, but try to see it my way. Do I have to keep my time? I can't go see it your way. Just gotta know it. You can work it out. You can work it out. Work it out, get it. Say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Especially like this. It's called middle, not chorus. Very sure there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's time. So I will ask you once again. But the other thing, I really just like the chorus. I mean, the other one, the other part of it kind of makes it kind of seem like it's my way or else. And I'm not really in the person. Maybe they felt the same. And maybe it was a bad. They did seem to stay as I started, though. The guitar is really chilly. It's gotten cold in the house, and we don't have the heat on yet. And it's been kind of near the window. I noticed that with the water I had sitting over there, too. I want to do more Beatles. I have mixed feelings. I know that they're very popular, and I do like a lot of their songs. I can't but think of them, though. I need to put this around me just for a little bit of warmness. A little bit of warmth, rather. What's warmness? The opposite of coldness. See, that makes sense. So why wouldn't warmness? Trying to think of other songs I've heard Aaron do. I feel like they've mostly been originals. Hmm. That's what I kind of feel. Um, Book of Love. I don't like the Book of Love that well enough to do it. And But maybe I should do a Beatles song because, like you say, it's popular stuff. I understand. I don't hate a lot of it. Um, and it gets me playing another song. I wish I knew a day in the life. I feel like I might, but I don't really. Sure, there's a lot of versions of it, though. Holy cannoli. Yes, personal transportation. I mean, because what? Would she say? She would for sure do it no matter what if I said I didn't? Because I really would rather not. Like, even if I do, I'm supposed to put there. Map it out. Maybe we'll try mapping. It feels like it should be Friday. Might be on the weekend. If it seems doable enough, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I won't. That is before the Wednesday, but I don't have the answer for the Wednesday yet. But um, maybe I'll just say just biking in is very far. Yeah, sometimes these take an hour to like get moving and grooving. On both sides of things, the comments and the viewers. Oh, that reminds me. Um, some people may have noticed the title and think that it's interesting. Sorry it's taking me this long to get to it. Um, but what it's well, I think it speaks for itself in a way. The concept of that show, which I mostly think is cool. There are things I don't like about it, about like how, and it's the same with a lot of similar shows actually, how they seem to really focus a lot more on the judges than the performances, the camera sometimes. Um, and sometimes they wait forever to turn their chair because they're just enjoying it so much, or waiting for the right moment, and then the song's done and they haven't turned their chair. Um, um, yeah, the judges definitely try to make it a lot about them a lot of the time, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, anywho, but of course, I can, well, I can see you if you comment, but otherwise, I can't. So you can see me, but it's kind of interesting how it's kind of reversed because it's like one can see and make opinions based on what and then the other can't. So let's make it fair, right? And I wish I should have been saying that when somebody was here, but nobody is so at the moment. Um, I'm gonna try this one. I know of it. No, actually, I don't think I'm going to because of that word. As a singer and one that can be kind of literal, and I like to, as best as I can anyway. I like to kind of, and this is not to say that would be hard to make requests to, but I just take a quick look and if I'm not for sure. But I like to feel what I know. I could say what really left me with was with a good song's a good song. You know, don't think too much about the words, but I don't know if she really considered herself to be a songwriter either, and I don't do it often myself, but I certainly sometimes do. Um, Even though there's many versions of that song, I had both windows in view, but I kind of have to put this one back and make it full size to go to the next page because it's not they don't have it at the top of this site as well. I mean, I'm on still on the A's, but I'm surprised I hadn't noticed that until like just now. It's kind of nice to have some background music though, and like I say, it's not the radio, so it. But then that thing did happen. Speaking of Ray's video, I mean, it was her. It was her family's band. Well, one of her relatives' band that she was singing with. So I could understand if YouTube thought, okay, well that guitar could be skin, but they don't have a female singer. I was singing with it, but I don't think I sound. I mean, even though I was on key, I don't think I sound like the original singer, and she didn't sound like a man. So I mean, it was kind of weird how. Well, they pretty much just said that the video can be monetized. So I don't know. Maybe they'd had it copyright content on it. I'd really like to do. Well, I don't know. At least I did do one song. I'd love to do another, but I don't know what it is. Oh, I couldn't. But it is nice to have some background music playing, that's for sure. Ooh, seriously? Huh. It's ironic to see so close to something else symbolic. One of the lyrics in this I'm a little iffy about. But you may know of a song called Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. What do you think it's about? I remember G was one person. There may have been somebody else too. And I asked them, what do you think this is about? Or do you think this means this? And he said, no. I don't think he said it meant they've got a new bag. But I think it means like a new partner. But I'm not sure, I guess. This song that I'm hearing right now sounds like it could potentially be a good one, but I don't know what it is. It's also kind of a slow gray day. The sun's trying to come out, but it's essentially gray and rainy. So kind of addressed the title. I don't know if I did it as best as I was thinking it in my head, but or as good as I was, but I did the best I could. I feel like, or at least for now. So somebody might say, "Did you mean this?" and suggest something that I hadn't been thinking, and then roll with that. And then there seems to be some people that they don't seem to follow back, but ain't no holler back, girl. Oh, this is already going to need to be plugged in about it. So yeah, probably not my best video. Some are just better than others, and I often don't know until I do them. Then I'm not real good at the editing feature. I find it tricky. So what one person doesn't like, another person might like. So, but I know when I heard that earlier, oh wow, both of these need to be plugged in. This one's fine, the one that I'm recording on. I don't have a charger for that down here. I guess it's true. Usually just the phone. Well, I hate to leave in case somebody tunes in, even though I wouldn't be gone super long. Even if it is somebody that's been in the messenger, if they've never seen me in video before, they might be a little uncertain. But I mean, we'll have a nice time in the chat. And although it does look like those people that I'm referring to, 2 or 3 of them aren't still in there. The only one that is kind of the admin. So they may have went offline for a while. Wish I could remember how to spell uh, that one user's name. I'd love to do one more song, even though it's this much into the video. I just really struggle to think of songs lately. But if the people that, if the person involved in giving me the gig does happen to come and browse the channel, and they're like, they're not hating my vibe and what I'm saying, so they're still watching. They might be multitasking, and then they perked up when I said something about hard to pick songs. I don't want them to think that I would not be able to, though, because I did like I did about 4, maybe 5 in that video that I sent them. A couple of them I might not choose to do, though. There is one I'm still kind of thinking I might do that's kind of on theme, and then I could probably pick 1 or 2 that is just kind of light and upbeat, and um, people will say, people will say sing along songs. Well, any song can be sung along too. If people know it and want to sing it. No, but no, I would make sure that I put the time, and I have the time to do it too. Monday I'm out for a little while, but depending on how I'm getting there, I'd have to give myself a bit of extra time maybe, and I'll know by Monday. I'm pretty sure, or I'll find out by Monday. If not, late Friday, I'll double check. But I don't want to be. I don't want to be too quick to check. At the same time, I would like to know, and I would like a bit of time to kind of prep. It's not that I don't trust my ability, but I would like some time to prep. And I do have a couple other things. I do have some things on 3 days in between. Not something that'll keep me busy all day, but so But like I said, I'm not likely to get the call on the weekend either. So I could be wrong about that, but I'm imagining that the person that would be calling me doesn't work then. Um, but again, I could be wrong. So I want to say the like Saturday. I really should get back to my friend. I can kind of multitask a little bit here, maybe. Um, she doesn't live close to the thing, but maybe she knows. I don't know why that's after I applied to that. It's trying a man to go. Yeah, she might say she hasn't spent a lot of time on videos, and other people don't either. But it's a rainy day here, and who knows what other places. And it's not true. People do. It's just like I get the only reason I can think of is there's a lot on YouTube. I haven't even seen indicate that often that anybody's even came in. A couple times I think. So I mean, I know that's nothing I'm doing wrong. I know that some people can see the statistics and go by that, but honestly, I don't think that we can because people like different things. Some people intend to come back and just aren't able to in the moment that they notice it. Sometimes YouTube shows you a lot of stuff at once. um, Sometimes the like button doesn't stick, but we know that they have talked about that before. And there was somebody briefly there just now, but I mean, and I think we all got to make our own choice as far as that goes. As far as decision making goes, I feel like this wouldn't be a hard choice. Coolness, greatness. Hi, nice to meet you. um, and that's not an ego. That's not an ego. Please understand that. Um, it is confidence. Trying to give myself a little bit of encouragement, or whatever you want to call it, because yeah, it's certainly been very quiet in here. I mean, it's better than negative, but it's not exactly positive how quiet it's been either. And yes, I'll think about it afterwards. It's the second or third time I thought of this song recently. I don't know it well, so I don't necessarily know some of the words that I'm going to be singing. And if it takes away the monetization option, that's okay. I've only done one other song, and the rest of the stuff I've talked about. I sometimes don't know what I'm going to get, what I'm going to be on about. Um, I'm just going to plug this quickly in here for a bit. I'm not even sure if there's a karaoke version. I'm not seeing it yet. I might have to do that in a future video, to be quite honest, because I don't feel like I quite know the song well enough to do it either. There's an artist out there right now that's popular named Miles Smith. I only know about one of his songs, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this thing puts on length very often, so I'm not I need these kind of things now. So, and then we just gotta hope that weather is good, because it's not just a matter of being a wimp. Like I have to consider my instrument, if the weather's going to be raining. But if it's not and it's good, a decent out, then it would be quite lovely, and we don't need to worry about that. Well, I was really hoping for this to be a bit more chatty, but sometimes they just aren't. But who knows? Maybe some of his fans have checked out the channel though, and we'll be back. We'll come. Not still live. He is though. Okay, I'm gonna go watch some stuff myself and then do some things with the evening. Sorry, I only did one song. It's pretty easy to find that one again. There's a song I'm curious about, but nobody's here to ask, so it's just one of those videos.